Hello growers, I'm Dr. MJ Coco from CocoForCannabis.com. We publish articles, tutorials, and guides on the science and practice of growing cannabis. Today I'm testing the new ViparSpectra XS1500. It's a great fixture and comes in at an incredible price. It is a new top pick for a small 2x2 grow light. I'll do an unboxing, run it through my standard par test, and then I'll share some data from additional par tests I did with the dimmer and different hanging heights. It will give us a chance to compare the differences between dimming a fixture and raising a fixture. We'll see what the XS1500 can do, and we'll learn about some grow light physics along the way. Grow light par testing is part of the Coco for Cannabis Grow Light Guide project. We conduct unsponsored and impartial grow light tests and reviews. Our goal is to demystify grow lights and provide reliable science-based knowledge, data, and reviews for home growers. You can support our work by following our links and using our discount codes when you shop for grow lights. Check out the Grow Light Guide. You can read our grow light articles, try the grow light calculator, and review all the grow light par test reports. Links are in the description. Today I'm testing the ViparSpectra XS1500. It arrived from ViparSpectra in a plain brown box. When you order from Amazon, this box will come inside a standard Amazon box. I'll open the box and remove this foam padding. It is securely packed up. And there it is. It comes with a nice new manual. You can tell that ViparSpectra is really trying to step up their game. They include a set of ratchet pulleys, a set of cable clips, the power cord, and then the lamp itself. It is a small but solid fixture, and I like the color already. I'll pick it up and slide it out of this protective bag. A few months ago I tested the P1500 from the ViparSpectra Pro series. I thought it was a great little light for seedlings, small and with a convenient dimmer, so I kept it and just ran my first seedlings through with it. It was great. This XS series is an upgrade from the Pro series fixtures. Both model lines are full spectrum quantum board style fixtures. They both have these ribbed aluminum heat sinks which seem to work well to dissipate the heat. They both have IP65 waterproof coating on the diodes, and they also both have convenient dimmer on the side of the fixture. The XS series replaces the Pro series as the top line from ViparSpectra. They feature upgraded LED diodes and a more efficient driver. I'll tell you more about them as we get it set up in the testing rig. The XS1500 is really convenient and easy to use. They provide these cables with clips to help hang it up, but really they are too long, so I just use one on each side and then attach the ratchet pulleys. It's great that they include all the hanging hardware, and it takes all of about 1 minute to set up. The XS1500 is the smallest fixture in the XS line. They also offer an XS2000 and an XS4000. This XS1500 is a light little fixture and easy to raise up with the pulleys. One of the main upgrades for the XS series is the Meanwell driver. Meanwell drivers are among the most efficient in the industry, and it's awesome to see them on fixtures in this price range. This driver is one of the main upgrades from the P series. Another nice upgrade is the color. I'm not a big fan of the green on the Pro series, but this silver finish on the XS series looks great. It is a small fixture, but it looks and feels like a professional light. I'll connect the power cord and plug it into the power meter. The other major upgrade for the XS series is the LED diodes. Let's bring them to life. The Pro series uses Sanan diodes, and the XS series uses the industry-leading Samsung LM301B chips. They also include some 660 and 730 nanometer red chips. Look at those beautiful diodes. It's a great time to be an indoor gardener. Fixtures with these components used to be cost prohibitive for most growers. Just in this year, we've seen the prices for fixtures with Meanwell drivers and Samsung chips really come down. Brand new growers on limited budgets can now afford to get top quality components and efficient fixtures. To see how efficient this new XS1500 is, we'll have to run a par test. But I have to let the diodes warm up and stabilize before we do that. While we're waiting, let's check out the ViparSpectra website and see what they have to say about this XS1500. Alright, here we are on the ViparSpectra website, on the product page for the XS1500. I want to see what they say about the price, the power draw, and the photon flux. They have the XS1500 listed for only about $160. This is a great deal, but it gets better. They sell primarily through Amazon, and I have a special Amazon discount code to pass along. Through the end of the year, you can get 20% discount on the XS1500 using discount code XS1500 Coco on Amazon. That brings your cost down to less than $130. We also have Amazon discount codes for the XS2000 and XS4000. Be sure to check out the Coco for Cannabis Grow Light Guide when you shop for grow lights. Let's look for some PPF and power info. Down here they claim a photon efficiency, a PPE, of 2.7 micromoles per joule. This number describes the photon flux, but it is a calculated value. Manufacturers calculate it by multiplying the efficiency of the chips by the efficiency of the driver. Samsung chips times a mean well driver usually leads to numbers like 2.7 or 2.8. We can use this number in the grow light calculator, but to really know the efficiency of this fixture, we'll need to wait for the PAR test. I have to scroll down here to find the power draw. You can see that at 120 volts, the power draw should be within 3% of 150 watts. So it is really similar to the P1500 in terms of size and power draw. The P1500 did a great job in the 2x2 PAR test. It will be interesting to see how much better the XS1500 does. The product page keeps going with a number of images and descriptions. It's a flashy page, but pretty straightforward. I don't see any manipulated data or deceptive practices. They talk about the different chips, they show a spectrum chart, they talk about the dimmer, and I really do like the dimmer. More product description, showing off their heat sink, which is certainly better than a flat aluminum panel. And here is some PAR test data. I appreciate this map at 14 inches because it's set with the maximum PPFD just below 1000, which is how I set my tests. And these are credible numbers. They do not seem to be inflated or otherwise manipulated, and it's a great 2x2 PAR map. You can see here that they are suggesting it for 2x2 coverage, and based on the numbers, that's what our testing protocol calls for too. Before we set up the 2x2 PAR test, let's run these numbers through the grow light calculator. Here we are at the Coco for Cannabis grow light calculator. This is our tool to help growers analyze grow lights. It works with any light. You can take manufacturer data like we gathered from ViparSpectra, and the calculator will estimate what the fixture will actually produce in your grow space. I'll enter the data about the XS1500. Later, we can compare the calculator estimates to the measured results of my PAR test. The power draw is 150 watts. When you use our discount code on Amazon, the cost will be about $130, and we need to enter PPF data. Most manufacturers publish calculated PPF values, but the calculator can handle different types of PPF data. If we had data from an integrating sphere test, we would select total PPF, and if we measure the PPF in a field test, it would be usable PPF. As we discussed, the data we got is like most manufacturer data. It is calculated. ViparSpectra calculates a photon efficiency of 2.7 micromoles per watt. Wow. These are some really impressive numbers from that little light. 297 micromoles of usable PPF? We only need 260 to fully light a 4 square foot space. A usable photon efficiency of 1.98 is elite, and the cost is estimated at only 44 cents per micromole. The calculator rates this for 4.6 square feet and suggests we could harvest up to 8 ounces with it. These are really great numbers, but they're based on the 2.7 efficiency that ViparSpectra reports. If the light performs anywhere close to this in the PAR test, then it will really impress. We might be looking at our new top recommendation for entry-level grow lights, but to really know what the XS1500 can do, we need to run that PAR test. First, I need to create a 2x2 test area with my mylar walls. Well set up grow spaces eliminate overspill and reduce reflective losses. To get a good estimate about how a grow light works in an actual grow space, we need to use mylar walls. Once the walls are in place, I work to center the fixture within the enclosure. You know, oftentimes when you see a PAR map that is out of balance, you might assume that the fixture is not distributing the light evenly, but I've done this enough that I suspect the fixture was not hung properly. If it's a little twisted or off center, then you will see that in the PAR map. So I take care to make sure it is as centered, even, and level as possible. Once I get the fixture centered, I add the quantum sensor and use it to set the hanging height. I use an Apogee SQ500 quantum sensor, and I will raise or lower the fixture until the maximum PPFD is at or just below 1000 micromoles per square meter. Once I get close, I move the sensor around to verify that I measure the maximum PPFD, and then I have to ensure that all 4 corners are the same height above the canopy, and that the fixture is still perfectly centered in the test space. I think I finally got it here. The hanging height is 36.5 centimeters above the top of the sensor, 14.5 inches, and the maximum PPFD is exactly 1000 micromoles per square meter. Alright, let's run the PAR test. To do a PAR test, I will measure the PPFD in the center of each square in the grid. This shows us the distribution of photon densities in a PAR map, and we can use the average density to calculate the total number of photons that reach the canopy. We call that the usable PPF. If you're curious about any of the equipment, methods, or metrics that I use in the PAR test, I encourage you to read our grow light testing protocol and the other resources in our grow light guide. Since this is a small light, it's a quick test. Let's take a look at the PAR map. This is really an excellent 2x2 PAR map. The entire surface area is covered in high density light, perfect for growing cannabis. There are no values above 1000, which could harm the plants, but the whole center region here is above 900, which is excellent. The corners are lower than the rest of the map, but the lowest value is 630 micromoles per square meter, which is excellent for a corner. Remember, the XS1500 is an upgrade from the P1500. I tested the P1500 a couple months ago. Let's see how that par map compares. The P1500 par map here is great too, but you can see it's just not as good. The P1500 is above 500 everywhere, but the edges are mainly below 700 micromoles. In the XS1500 par map, the PPFD values are higher in every single square in the grid. There's more light to work with, and the XS1500 spreads it around to the whole canopy. The P1500 is good. I'm still keeping it for my seedlings, but the XS1500 is clearly better. This is close to a perfect par map. You wouldn't need or even want more light in a 2x2 space. Let's run the numbers. As we discussed, the hanging height was 36.5 centimeters. The maximum PPFD was 1000 micromoles per square meter, and during the test I measured a power draw of 153 watts. The average PPFD across this par map is 776.9 micromoles per square meter. We recommend a 700 average, so this is excellent. An average PPFD of 776.9 micromoles per square meter across a test area that is 0.36 square meters means that the XS1500 delivered a usable PPF of 279.7 micromoles. We can divide that by the wattage to determine the photon efficiency. In this test, the XS1500 had a usable photon efficiency of 1.83 micromoles per watt. This is great, but it is a little lower than we had estimated. Let's take this data back to the Coco for Cannabis grow light calculator. Alright, you can see the estimated data is still here in the calculator on the left. We could enter the data from the par test in this calculator too. When you use par test data in the calculator, it would be usable PPF. But we load all our tested fixtures in the preloaded calculator here on the right, and I already added these results for the XS1500. You can see the 153 watts that I measured, and the 279.7 micromoles of usable PPF. You can find our discount codes and shopping links in this pop-up. Shop on Amazon and use discount code XS1500COCO. Currently with that code, the price is about $130. Alright, in my test, the XS1500 had a usable photon efficiency of 1.83 micromoles per watt. This is elite, but it's lower than the 1.98 we estimated. The estimates were based on the 2.7 micromoles per joule that ViparSpectra reported. Our measured results are about 7% lower than what we estimated based on those numbers. However, these are still really great numbers. The more impressive statistic here is the cost efficiency. The XS1500 costs only 46 cents per micromole. That's the most cost-efficient fixture I have tested. Micromole per micromole, it is among the least expensive lights on the market. We rate it as excellent, but it's really an unbelievable price. You can see the calculator agrees that this light is ideal for about 4 square feet, and in that space it has the potential to produce a harvest of 210 grams, or 7.5 ounces. These are all excellent numbers. In addition to the listing in the grow light calculator, all of the fixtures we test also have test report and review pages. You can link to them here in the calculator, and you can also find all of them in the menu. Let's check out the test report for the XS1500. This video will be at the top, followed by all of the data from the par test and my written review. Here's the main data that we just reviewed, and below this we list all the detailed par test data and provide the par map. I also loaded some additional par maps further down the page. We'll see those in a second. You can use this calculator to determine how many XS1500 fixtures you'll need for larger spaces, and then below that you'll find my written review. The XS1500 is an impressive little fixture. It is well built, easy to use, generates an excellent distribution of light, and has elite efficiency. 1.83 is certainly not the most efficient fixture in the market. You could get a fixture that's more efficient and pulls a little less power, but you really aren't going to beat the 2x2 par map produced by the XS1500. It can really light up a 2x2 tent, and once you dialed it in, you could be pulling 7.5 ounces out of a tiny 2x2 tent every 3 months. Come to cocoforcannabis.com and we'll help you to achieve that benchmark. 2.5 ounces per month could probably satisfy a lot of home growers, but of course you could also run several of these fixtures in a larger space, or add the XS1500 to other lights in an array. It is small and compact. One drawback for some growers is that the driver is not really removable. However, heat is not a big problem. The hottest temperature I recorded was on the heat sink at 59.2 centigrade, 138.6 Fahrenheit. Of course, the most impressive feature of the XS series is the cost. You're getting a fixture with top-end components and an elite efficiency at only 46 cents per micromole. Be sure to remember our discount code. I think one of my favorite features on both the P series and the XS series is the dimmer. They are really easy to use, very accurate, and make these little lights awesome for raising seedlings. I ran some additional tests with the XS1500 to test out the dimmer. I include that data down here in an image. You can see that the dimmer is very accurate throughout the dimming range. It's really one of the most accurate dimmers I have tested. I also ran some full par tests with different dimmer settings, and one test at a higher hanging height. Dimming and raising fixtures fixtures will be the topic of an upcoming grow light physics video. I include some of these PAR maps down here, so I'll give you a brief preview. So we remember the PAR map from the official test. I left the fixture at the same height and set the dimming knob to 50%, and then ran a new PAR test. As you can see, the data is about 50% straight across the board. The maximum PPFD, the average PPFD, the usable PPF, the power draw, and within the map, the individual PPFD readings are all about 50%. The efficiency goes up marginally, but the amount of light goes down everywhere. I adjusted the dimming knob to 75% and ran another full test. Again, here, all the data is just as we would expect. The max PPFD was 753 micromoles, super close to 75% of 1000. It's a very accurate dimmer. Sometimes you may need to lower the PPFD from a maximum of 1000 to 750 for seedlings, or if plants are stressed. You could do this with the dimmer, but you can also do it by raising the fixture. I decided to raise the fixture up until I got a PPFD of 750 at 100%. I needed to raise the fixture to 52 centimeters, and at 52 centimeters with 100% power, the maximum PPFD was 754. But look at the edge and corner values on this map compared to the 75% dimming test map. As you can see, dimming the fixture lowered the PPFD values everywhere, but raising the fixture only really lowered PPFD values in the center. Dimming the fixture reduces the number of photons, while raising the fixture allows the photons to spread out. You get a much more even distribution of light with the fixture raised, but you also get a much lower photon efficiency. There are times and reasons to do each of these, and as you can start to see, there are a lot of interesting relationships to consider between dimming and raising lights. I'll go much deeper into them in my grow light physics video. Stay tuned. I give the XS1500 a solid recommendation. If you are looking for a small 2x2 foot light, or a light for starting seedlings and running small plants, the XS1500 is a great little fixture and an amazing deal. I kept the P1500 that I tested, but I'm going to give away the XS1500 as a prize in our current Grow Challenge. If you want a chance to win cool lights like this, I invite you to join our next Grow Challenge at Coco for Cannabis. They're always free and you'll be part of a great supportive community. It's more fun to grow together. If you're interested in buying the XS1500, remember to use our discount codes. They're listed here again below my review. Following our links and using our codes helps to support our work. I'd like to thank B from ViparSpectra for sending me the light to test. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Check out my other PAR test reports and grow light physics videos. There are several more test videos in the works. Stay tuned for my reports on the Mars Hydro FC3000, the MyGrow Array, and the Grower's Choice ROI E720. All coming soon. I hope you come visit us at cocoforcannabis.com. We are dedicated to the science and practice of growing cannabis. Check out our articles, chat with our community, browse the Grow Light test reports, and try your hand at the Grow Light calculator. Join us in the next Grow Challenge, and let's grow together. I'm Dr. MJ Coco, sending grower love to all of you.